This film is dedicated to all places where the haves and the have-nots meet.
They used to tell me I was building a dream.
A downturn in the economy in the 1980s triggered a cycle of homelessness in America not seen since the Great Depression.
It's because when you're older in the system, it's like you're lost. Don't nobody want you at their placement. You know, if you've had a prior incident of running away or something like that, they don't want you at that placement. If so, they try to put you at lockdown facilities. And it's like I've been incarcerated all my life because all the events that didn't happen to me. It's just like it's all happened so fast and like back to back.
Nan Roman, president and CEO of the National Alliance to End Homelessness, provided a history of the interwoven problems of homelessness at the Coalition for the Homeless Houston-Harris County annual meeting held at United Way on February 3rd, 2008.
And at the end of the 80s, we estimated that there were about 400,000 people on a given night, 2.5 million a year. So by the end of the 80s, we really began to beef up our funding and our systems, mostly federally, because at that time, local governments really didn't want to have anything to do with homelessness. Remember that? Those days when I think local governments preferred not to think about homelessness or worried that if they did anything about it, they were just going to start attracting more homeless people to their jurisdictions. So they were not in the game. It was the nonprofits, faith-based groups that emerged locally, and the federal government started funding it. And over the next 12 years, we built up a lot of resources and a lot of infrastructure, which you all are very familiar with, into the homeless system. So by the end of the 90s, we had 40,000 homeless programs in the country, and it was costing billions of dollars for us to run this system. And a lot of great things were happening in this system, of course. But the one thing that wasn't happening was we weren't solving the problem. The problem was actually getting bigger. We kept building up more system, and we kept getting, strangely, more homeless people. A lot of that is because the system that we built of shelter and transitional housing and street outreach and so forth wasn't really designed to end the problem. It was designed to help people have a better experience of homelessness and to be a platform for them to exit. But it didn't really have any exit strategy.
They used to tell me I was building a dream, and so I followed the mob.
There's a real high level of integration across our programs, emergency shelter, clinical programs, and housing programs. Our objective is to move people as quickly as we possibly can into permanent supportive housing. All of our housing is permanent. We don't do any transitional housing, never have. I've always had difficulty with the concept of transitional housing for kind of theoretical reasons about the efficacy of the model. I don't think is good. A person in transitional housing is still homeless because there's a time limit on the amount of time they can be in their apartment. They're not home yet. You know, there are conditions placed on them. What we've learned over the years is that clinical and social stabilization occur faster and are more enduring if you eliminate the chaos of homelessness from a person's life immediately.
The Homeless Access to Recovery and Treatment Act of 2009 ensures homeless people with addictions and mental illness receive the necessary treatment and assistance to help them recover and to end their homeless conditions.
The signing of the Hearth Act in 2009 and the start of the work in 2012 gave the coalition a very clear coordinating role.
There is a dynamic relationship between adverse childhood experiences and the quality of life that one is capable of leading. One study, a collaboration between the Centers for Disease Control and Kaiser Permanente, found that most people suffering from a poor quality of life can trace their symptoms, drug addiction, mental illness, and homelessness, back to adverse childhood experiences. A questionnaire they developed gives respondents a score from 1 to 10 based on their exposure to adverse childhood experiences. The higher the score, the higher the risk of negative health and quality of life outcomes.
it's one thing to read about these cases, and certainly the amount of press that's been given to these types of cases has increased hugely over the last 5 years. But a lot of it is just from seeing real live people who are going through this.
She threw me in a fireplace, and I remember having burns and stuff. And the people seen us sitting in the car, and they seen that I had burns. She didn't even try to take me to the hospital. They took me to the hospital, and I remember them taking us to a foster home. But in the foster home, the boys and the girls were split up, and they were abusing my brother, and they were abusing me. I was like
sexually, or
yeah, sexually.
You know, right now, if you get they call whooping and spanking, mine was with stretcher cord, switch that you wrap around it, plants, water hose, whips, whatever mama got in the hand. If you did something wrong, that's what you can get hit with.
So why do you think she used those ways on you?
Because I figured her parents did her like that.
Okay.
And she figured that was the way that her parents brought her up.
Yeah.
So that's what she bring her kids up.
I had to learn everything on my own. My mom gave me away when I was 5 years old. People I didn't even know, but I was happy. Even though it abused me, but I was happy. You know? But I've been abused as a young child, and it had a big effect on me. But to this day, I'm a strong person. I can say that honestly.
How's her spider bite? That healed up all right?
Oh yeah, she been well there. She, I don't want to leave you. You know what? You probably best thing for you. We ain't doing each other no good. I love you like you love me, but you know what? It ain't getting no better. All we do is argue, sad all the time. Go ahead, girl. Come up.
We called Star Hope. Of course, they had vacancies, meaning you had to sleep on the floor, but you could only bring one little duffel bag with you. You couldn't bring anything else. So I brought my watch, my ring, I had a duffel bag, and I had $300 because I had earned some money over the summer. And I'm like, well, that's the only thing that this whole experience didn't take from me. It's taken away my dignity. I'm now very grateful and humble for anything, but you can't take my education from me. They allowed me in, where they house you, they feed you, they clothe you, they do everything. You go through all their rules, and once you get out of their class, it's kind of like high school, home ec kind of class, okay? Once you get out, then you go into work faith and you go be prepared to get a job. Well, right before I graduated, I got a job. So I could stay there as long as I needed to get myself on my feet. I was able to save $1,000 a month. And within 361 days of standing on their doorstep, I got an apartment in River Oaks.
I understand this is your first experience with homelessness?
Yeah.
What got you here?
Just trying to get everything together and trying to get my Social Security disability, and I just haven't been able to do it yet.
So you had some health problems?
Yeah. Got a bad hip.
Huh?
Have a bad hip.
Yeah? Were you, did you have a job or a career?
Well, I was a welder.
A welder?
Yeah.
How many years did you get to weld?
I worked for a machine shop for about 10 years.
Yeah? How long you been struggling with your health?
About a year.
About a year?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Are you from Houston or?
Born right over here in the Little York Hospital.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So, have you thought about what things that could be useful for you to help you get on your feet, to be a contributing member of society?
Well, like I said, right now I was told they could help me get my Social Security started, but if you're not in the program over here, you're pretty much without luck.
Okay. So have you tried the Beacon?
I haven't been down there yet.
They're really good. So are you from Houston?
Yeah, born and raised.
So how long have you been struggling with homelessness?
A little less than 2 years.
Okay.
In fact, I recently lost my apartment about a week ago.
Yeah. What was the circumstance for that?
I lacked fun. I just ran out of money, basically.
Just a hard keeping a job, hanging on to a job, or medical problem, or
job? Well, I collect disability, and there was a discrepancy at one point with my monthly payments. They cut them, and it kind of threw everything out of whack. And I really never recovered.
Yeah. Okay.
Right now, I've kind of came back here to seek solitude,
okay.
and and just try to stretch out this month until the next month. Maybe my finances will catch up a little bit. I just need a little time. But, I was kind of planning that I would be, at least in a shelter and kind of having a little base. And when you're kind of working as a transient, it's tough.
Yeah.
And you just can't, all you can do is just kind of stay upright until something happens. And, it will. I believe in chances. I believe in, things happen for a reason. So something happens. Just stay private.
Working with Food Not Bombs, doing some documentation, updating the news reports.
Well, one of the things the mayor said was that she's reduced the homeless population on the street. But you can't tell that by the number of people that have been coming to feedings. It's increased in the time I've been here, which is over a year now. So, and they do tend to be a lot of ex-military, and a lot of people with mental problems. We empty out our hospitals, and we refuse to pay benefits to a lot of military people that we put out on the street. It's a horrible situation. We've become one of the most unequal countries in the world.
And anytime you want to discuss and write a documentary on the residentially challenged, it's a lot nicer word than saying homeless.
We know that permanent housing with supportive services is the key to ending homelessness. The Way Home, formalized in 2012, is the collaborative model to prevent and end homelessness in Houston, Harris County, and Fort Bend County. The Way Home has adopted these goals: to end chronic and veteran homelessness in Houston by 2015, to end family and youth homelessness by 2020, and to build a system in which nobody has to be without permanent housing for more than 30 days.
I'm Marilyn Brown. I'm the president and CEO of the Coalition for the Homeless of Houston and Harris County. What happens now is we partner Before, each one felt like they had to add the other piece, and they were doing things that wasn't their level of expertise. So by bringing everybody to the table, determining what our real needs in Houston were based on data, we created a system and began to build those partnerships. And the result is it's working. Amazing, we're so happy. We actually branded it, called it The Way Home, so that everybody kind of works under this same identity of The Way Home. And since January of 2012, when the system transformation started, we have documentation of over 4,300 veterans and their families have been moved from homelessness into housing, and over 3,000 formerly chronically homeless individuals, which is a very specific definition, people who are very vulnerable, but over 3,000 of them in the 4+ years have been moved from the street, because mostly chronic individuals are most of those that are unsheltered most of the time, and they are now successfully living in housing.
Railroad and made it run, made it race against time.
I'm Tal Costas, and I'm the president and CEO of Search Homeless Services. Houston has become much more sophisticated in how we address homelessness. No longer are we just managing the problem, which was what we were doing for, 20+ years, since the late 80s. And now we're really becoming much more of a system in order to find a way to end homelessness quickly for a much greater number of people. So for many years, Search was also, providing housing. In our building currently, we have 42 single-room occupancy apartments. We don't need to be in the landlord, property management business. Our expertise is in working with individuals and helping them to learn how to be a good neighbor, how to be back in the community, how to build community. So today the coalition is in charge of our data system. So we have a web-based data system that can track our clients across the different agencies. There are about 70 different agencies that participate in this data system. And so they can see kind of our community overall, how many people enter into our network of services, and who kind of gets caught up in there, and who are able to get out quickly on their own or with a little bit of help.
So the goal is to be able to obviously expand the number of people that we see, expand the services, the programs within our agency. I mean, that's really the main thing, is just to expand what we're to be able to meet the demand. We've never been able to meet the demand. We've never had the space or the staff to meet the demand.
I mean, prison is great at preparing you to be in prison. It's not necessarily great. In fact, it's usually not great in teaching you how to be a responsible citizen.
So, what I'm thinking now, I'm thinking that I know I got a problem. I know what I need to do. I need to get somebody to help me to do it. And the only way that I can do it is like they got these rehab centers that you go in and you can sign out. If I go in, I don't want to sign out. I want somebody to sign me in and keep me there at least 6-7 months so I can feel myself getting better. Oh, pretty good though. Everybody is quiet. Ain't that many people over here. It's usually, we have about maybe 50 people stay over here. Around here. Some guys sleeping over in that park, over there by the building over there. but they can't go over there when they had a baseball game tonight. So they have to wait till the park attendants leave. The system just kept me in jail back and forth for parole.
So what are you going to be doing tonight?
Camping. I'll be camping out here tonight. I'll be first, hopefully the first one in line. If not the first, I'll be about the third.
Okay.
So I'll spend the night here all night. Even though we can't lay out, we're supposed to lay out till 11 o'clock. So, but we just sit around and just chill.
Okay.
Out like a Lottie's eye. Hello, Ben. You doing all right today? Oh,
hi. How you doing?
I'm Jim. Ben?
Yes. Another Ben.
Ben and my other brother Ben. That's right. Have you already seen the You're in the process. Good deal. Well, I hope you come up soon.
Yeah, glad to have you. Glad to have you in the house. You're a good friend. Good friend.
So do you guys?
Hey, you gonna give me your phone number? Yeah. You get the phone? I'm gonna get the same number. Okay. But it's cut off now. So when I get another phone,
Well, just stay in touch with me.
I will. I'm coming back.
All right.
I'll be back to see you out.
Love you, man.
I love you too.
Keep your head up out there, back
you know, keep on doing. Get your card.
I haven't got my ID today.
Okay.
I got it going my way.
Now you go down there and get your bus card. Go get your bus card.
I'll do it. I'm gonna come see you.
All right.
All right. Take it easy.
Now Ben has been helping you kind of navigate the way. He's been trailblazing for you, yeah? So it's been helpful having someone.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We got some stuff in common. You know what I mean? That he got with me with, and he's helped me out a lot.
Good deal.
He's a good guy.
The New Hope Housing, my new room.
Your new room.
My room, new apartment.
All right. It's your apartment.
Yes. It's mine.
How's it feel?
Excellent. Excellent. I ain't got to worry about being out on the streets or sleeping underneath the bridge or warehouses where I used to. It's mine.
So how's it feel to know that you were in the same system that your mom was in?
It felt funny. It felt funny because I was like, my mom been to the same jail
Was
that I've
it
been
the exact
to.
same building or the
Yes.
same system?
It was the same system because she went to the Texas Youth Commission,
Yeah.
and I asked her, and we were actually at the same exact facility.
No, what's the name?
Brownwood, Texas.
Brownwood. She went
The
down
Texas-
to Brownwood too?
The Texas Youth Commission.
Okay.
And like it was some older staff that was real old that was there, and they had been there for years, since like when my mom was young or whatever, and they had knew her. And it was like 3 of them that had knew her, and they was like, Judy Pruitt's your mom? And you know, that kind of got me a little credit, but not much, because she was a bad actor, I heard. So I was released from the Texas Youth Commission. I was in CPS, and usually CPS is supposed to have funds set up for you for college. Nobody never told me who was my caseworker, nothing. So basically they just released me to the streets. We're not making it seem like we can't get jobs or anything, but like I have a background, and I have stuff on my background. And when people look at my background, they be like, oh, I can't hire her here. Or, you know, I filled out so many applications and nobody wants to hire me. So it's not like I'm not putting an effort towards, but if you don't have money, what else you're supposed to do? If I go steal it, they're gonna call me a thief. If I go ask somebody for it, they're gonna say I'm roaching or I'm begging. You know what I'm saying? So either way it go, it feel like we're gonna be wrong. So why not go in the room, have sex with this man for however many minutes or whatever, and come out of there and we have money in our pocket to do whatever we have to do. That's how I look at it. I don't think as is we're not doing it because we enjoy doing it. You know, some people do it because they enjoy doing it, but we're doing it because we're trying to keep everything together. We're trying to keep ourselves together. We're trying to keep ourselves sane. Because when you don't have no money, money is the rule of all evil. Because without money, it's like, you don't have anything. You can't buy food. You can't put lights. You can't put a roof over your family head. You know. And I just felt like I was just lost in the system. And because I was older, they didn't care. They just called me a problem child or a runaway and just said, here goes the street. This is where you were going to end up anyway.
Judge Mike Schneider of Houston Girls Court explains what compels him to find solutions that don't punish those that are victims of adverse childhood experiences.
The program has about a 69% successful completion rate, which, although I would love to improve, is actually quite high, considering the lowest of the low-risk kids who go through our deferred programs have about a 90% successful completion rate. So around 70% is, considering this population, is pretty impressive. The Harris County Juvenile Probation Department created a new position to coordinate services for all victims of human trafficking, including the ones that aren't participating directly in girls' court. And then our last legislative session, Senate Bill 92 passed, which allowed for juvenile boards in counties across Texas, because of the success of girls' court, to create their own programs where they can not only provide those services, but also provide sealing and even wraparound services that hopefully will last beyond their involvement in the probation system.
Well, today has been a blessed day because I woke up for my kids and stuff, but I went and filed my taxes and it didn't go through as expected. Today I was served an eviction and now I'm not discouraged, I'm not giving up. It's just, it's one thing after another. I feel like I want to do a lot of things, you know, to get out of this situation. I know I have to weigh my cost and benefit, what's going to get me in trouble, what's not going to get me in trouble, what's going to benefit my kids. There's just a lot of stuff going on and trying to keep everybody together as a family. It's just a very hard experience. And say hello to the camera, Susie. She's not feeling good.
Well, I write poetry and I actually wrote a poem about my experience with Hurricane Katrina.
Could you share it with us?
Sure.
Hey, this is an award-winning.
I actually am talented with all of this stuff that's shared right?
Yeah.
The name of it is Hell and High Waters. In August 28, 2005, I woke up that morning, glad to be alive. A hurricane coming, man, we gotta ride. Pack some food and shit, get all our stuff. Dog, chill out, but we ain't got time to fuss. Fuck yeah, we expected a little wind, a little rain. Dog, we ain't know it's gonna cause this much pain. People on roofs trying to save their daughters, while the rest of their family was floating in the water. This ain't no time to cry. Dry your eyes. New Orleans is dying, dog. I'm trying to stay alive. Sleeping in the Superdome. Evacuated from our homes. No lights, no water, no food, no phone. We wasn't looting, we was surviving, striving because our people was dying. Supplying strangers with food and clothes. The love was amazing we shared in our home. People we didn't even know was helping us out. Dog, I never knew we had this much love in the South. Katrina came through, blew away everything we knew. We ain't want to leave, they made us go. Cops coming to the door with a cop 4-4. Well, no more Julios, fucking them hoes, buying pounds of weed, crack by the O's. Yeah, we lost a lot, but we gained even more. I lost family, pets, cars, clothes, and friends. Wake up, dumb fuck, the world coming to an end. Do you know how I feel to not know where your brother at? Please don't tell me you feel me, cause you ain't been through that. I thought he was dead, but before the storm hit, they had already fled. Pregnant through Katrina, going in labor during Rita. My child is a miracle, and that's how I'ma treat her. Never let her down. Yeah, I'm about out of shit once that FEMA rolled around. Victim? Who a victim? Man, I survived that shit. All my people was dying while Bush just sit. It wasn't his family. He ain't give a shit. Niggas calling FEMA all times of the night. She saying my case pending, but something ain't right. We need you to send us proof of occupancy. It's New Orleans Exposed, Katrina, the documentary. People keep on asking me if I'm going back there. Why? When the FEMA inspectors leaving through the pollution of the air, the worst that came. Now step up your game. With your FEMA money, you need to make a change. For the better, not the worse. Don't snatch that lady purse just because Katrina proved Louisiana was cursed. The city of lost souls. Yeah, that's true. If you Katrina survivor, my heart goes out to you. Yeah, I know Katrina put us through a lot of crap, but peep this out, Woody. We still at the bottom of the map. That's the end of it.
Please welcome to the stage Charlotte Cole.
Good evening, everyone. There's a saying that if you want something that you never had, then you have to do something that you never did. Well, I stand before you tonight doing something that I've never done, and that's addressing a crowd of people who have achieved the goal that I'm now working for. So therefore, I'm going to play to my strength, and I'm going to open up with an icebreaker, which is a poem that I wrote. Now, when I wrote this poem, I was inspired to write it, but the title comes at the end. And so it goes like this. There is but one constant transition. Everything must change, evolving, advancing, progressing anew. Change is the one thing that we must do. For if we do not implement this principle and apply it to our lives, you'll wake up one day and see your future's gone, your destiny is history. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying. As long as there's life, there is hope. But time is of the essence. Don't hesitate. Good things come to those who wait, but not to those who wait too late. Don't get caught up in the play of youth. Make good use of your early years. Do it now. Don't wait till later, so your latter days will be greater. The idea of change can be overwhelming, and no one can do it alone. Trust the change committee. Our shoulders are broad and strong. Today, you're not heavy. My brother, my sister, will help you to carry on. Join us as we stand ready to help, to guide you through the process step by step. We'll roll up our sleeves. There's work to be done. Look at us. We're living testimonies that the battle can be won. Old or young, it doesn't matter. What's important is that you get a new start. We're here to help you stand the test so that you can be your very best. Change.
What is that?
Go ahead and read it out.
The missing date is Friday, March 7, 2014, from Hutchinson, Kansas. My birthday, October 7th. My race, my sex, my color, and all it says is Dominique may be in company of an adult female. They may travel to Wichita, Kansas, or Houston, or Dallas, Texas. Dominique's tongue is pierced. She has multiple tattoos. Dominique may go by the nickname Gabby. This is an old one, though. It's an old one. I want to find one of the newer ones.
So why are you a runaway?
Because I run away from foster care.
Yeah. And what are you finding in foster care?
Nothing.
Say, don't you remember me? They call me out. It was out all the time.